So for the lessons, presumably what we want to be able to do is render as tabs. And I don't remember how we render get bootstrap tabs. So let me look for tabs. So there it is. So here's an example of how to render tabs. Yes. So let's do that. So let me just copy just one tab. And in lesson tabs, I'm going to substitute that content with the example from Bootstrap. So let's see how that renders. Okay, so it looks like I have a tab on the right-hand side, yes? And we can render a couple more tabs. Okay, it looks like they're all active, so let's not make them all active. Active, I think what it does is just highlights the tab. So there are. So we have the tab, and then we have the other tabs that are not active, right? So presumably this would be for lesson 1. This would be lesson 2, and this would be lesson 3. Yes? And again, whenever we see something that we're copying and pasting, say, ooh, maybe we can make we can make a module out of this. Yes? And then we can iterate over them if you give me an array of tabs. Right? So probably tabs is a bad example. This would be just lessons, right? We want something high level, not just tabs. Tabs is too tied to the actual rendering. Awesome. So what we might want to do is that this would be a component, right? So this would be maybe another component called lesson tab. New, and I'll leave that up to you. I'm going to be a little lazy. I'm just going to keep them right here, just for time, so I can render this. I'm going to put this in a parenthesis, in a curly bracket, right? Notice that it's smart enough to break it up into wrap it into the right things here. So notice that it wrapped the entire li. And I want to iterate over that lessons, right? The problem with iterating right now is that nobody's actually passing me any lessons, right? If I try to iterate over that, it's going to fail. It's going to say lessons is undefined. Nobody passed me anything. So let's pass something. Let's go back to the editor, course editor, and let's pass some lessons. Okay, so to pass the lessons, now lessons belong to a particular module, right? So lessons are within a module. So depending which module you select, different lessons display, right? So for let's here in the first module over here, module 1, let's create some lessons, right? As an array of lessons for that module, right? So this would be different objects. So a lesson has a title. So this is lesson 1.1. I'm going to say 1.1 so that it's module 1, lesson 1, right? With an ID, right? Again, the IDs don't have to be unique. They have to globally. They have to be unique within their context. Right? And so here's one of the lessons, and let's just grab a couple more lessons. So this is lesson 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Okay. So here I'm going to pass here the maybe I'll pass the lessons. So the lessons would be say the first module and the lesson. So this would be starting with the course, the first module sub 0, and then I'm passing the lessons. Yes, and that's an array of lessons I'm passing along. Yes. So as I get the lessons, now I can safely iterate over those lessons. Right? I can say lessons dot map. Here's the lesson, and I'm going to return that. All right, I'm going to tab that a little bit. Lessons, what are you complaining here? Lessons, expected a parentheses. Oh, yes. Yes, the closing of this parenthesis right here. All right, so if we go back, notice that they're all coming back as selected, and they all have the same name. right? Well, because this is static, right? So we can, so this becomes lesson, right? So as I iterate over the lessons, I get each object lesson, and each one has its own title. So this is lesson.title. There they are, right? They're not all active. They're not all active, okay? And we need a unique identifier. It's probably complaining. Key should be lesson sub ID. Okay, so we have the ID, and now it's rendered.